You're watching Channel 7 Eyewitness News with Ernie Anastas and Katie Tong, Corey McPherrin with sports, Storm Field with weather, and the Eyewitness News team. Now, Eyewitness News.
Good evening. I'm Ernie Anastas, and here's what's happening. Men who are tougher than most, veteran police officers, are shedding tears tonight for a rookie cop executed in cold blood. Officer Edward Byrne was just 22 years old, the son of a retired police lieutenant. Officer Byrne was shot early this morning as he sat in his parked patrol car. He was on stakeout assignment in the South Jamaica section of Queens. That portion of the 103rd Precinct is known as a drug-dealing supermarket.
The execution is being read as a bold message from drug peddlers, but tonight, heavily armed police units are patrolling South Jamaica, sending out a message of their own. Jim Doling is live now at the scene. Jim?
Heidi, on the patrol car, standing guard out here tonight, a black cross, mourning the loss of one of their youngest, one of their newest, one of their own. You know, this neighborhood here in South Jamaica is never very calm. The crack dealers and criminals make sure of that, but it is particularly tense out here tonight after the brazen, cold-blooded murder of a man who wanted only to keep this neighborhood safe. And the police mean to put the men responsible in jail, men who overpowered a young police officer here early this morning as he sat alone in his car, never getting the chance to pull his own gun. It is a mistake the police are unlikely to make again. Tonight they are armed with 9mm automatics and more. They wear bulletproof vests and they patrol the area. Other police go door to door to get some hint of what happened. But neighbors are reluctant to say much. A man who will kill a cop will kill anyone. One neighbor hung a black ribbon on a signpost to remember Edward Burns.
We have what appears to be a deliberate assassination of a police officer acting in the performance of his duty.
Burns was in his patrol car early this morning, parked in front of this man's house. He is a witness in a major drug-selling case against Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols, who now resides on Rikers Island. Police believe that it's possible that Nichols engineered this hit from his Rikers Island jail cell. The parked car pulled up with its lights off. Two men got out, and one fired into the patrol car, killing Burns, a police officer for just 4 weeks. This afternoon, police found the car in question, but a man who was near the vehicle has not been charged by police. He is being questioned. Police report that man was questioned and then later released this evening. They have arrested no one else in connection with this murder. This is not the first time that there has been violence at this home of this important drug witness. There were 2 fire bombings late last year. Nobody has been hurt before a young police officer was gunned down early this morning. Reporting live from South Jamaica, I'm Jim Dolan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Jim. And tonight, angry questions are being hurled at Police Commissioner Benjamin Ward. Among them, why was Officer Byrne out there alone? Ward, who took time out for a police promotion ceremony today, defended the solo patrol. He said there was no warning that Byrne was, in fact, in danger.
The witness was the person we were protecting and not the police officer. The threats were against the witness and not against the police officer. There was no indication of anyone trying to stop the police from enforcing drug laws or protecting witnesses in that area.
Commissioner Ward said that he was angered by Byrne's murder, and he told the audience the killers would be caught and the attempt to scare people off the war on drugs would not work. Despite the murder, one-man patrols continue tonight. This lone officer was guarding a house in Queens where border babies are sheltered. Last summer, that house was firebombed. The officer said the solo assignment didn't bother him and that he didn't think that this particular stakeout posed any danger.
There's a family tragedy tonight in Bushwick, Brooklyn. A 37-year-old man is charged with murdering his parents. The victims, aged 78 and 81, were stabbed in their kitchen. Their names are being withheld while police look for relatives. Their son was arrested trying to break into a neighbor's house, still holding the bloody knife. Police say they know of no motive for the double murder. Governor Cuomo, trying to move the Tawana Brawley case ahead tonight, is offering to meet the teenager personally if it would help bring justice.
If her attorneys and the prosecutors said that they thought the governor would be useful, yes, of course. I didn't request any meeting.
But those working for Brawley say they want Robert Abrams removed as special prosecutor because of promises they say he did not keep.
Tawana Brawley from the beginning has wanted to cooperate. The problem is, does the state want to cooperate with Tawana Brawley?
We're not trying to disrespect the law. We're trying to make the law work. We're not trying to say we're going to destroy the system. We're trying to make the system work.
Brawley could be subpoenaed by a grand jury that begins work Monday at Poughkeepsie, but Sharpton says he would go to jail before he allows the state to legally force her to cooperate with the investigation. Sharpton will lead rallies on behalf of Brawley in several Dutchess County communities tomorrow.
Secretary of State Schultz apparently up against a stone wall tonight in his mission to bring peace to the Middle East. Schultz met with Israel's Prime Minister Shamir, who reportedly asked Schultz for a slow approach to self-rule for the Palestinians in place of immediate talks. Schultz did receive a warmer reception from Foreign Minister Perez, a rival of Shamir, who favors an international peace conference on the Middle East. Prominent Palestinians have refused to meet with Schultz in Jerusalem. Meanwhile, the occupied territory suffered their worst day of bloodshed as 4 Palestinians, including a 12-year-old boy, were killed in widespread rioting. The bitter fighting has now claimed the lives of 69 Arabs in the last 3 months. Hundreds have been wounded with no solution in sight. Panama's military chief, Antonio Noriega, is standing firm tonight, defeating an attempt to kick him out of office. Eric Duvalier used his presidential power last night to fire Noriega, but Panama's National Assembly said Duvalier had exceeded his authority and removed him. Panama is U.S. headquarters for military operations in Latin America. President Reagan says that he has been aware of the move to dump Noriega, who is under federal indictment for drug smuggling.
Back in New York, for 81 years now, the For Rent sign has been on rooms at the Plaza Hotel. The starting price about $200 a night. Well, soon the For Sale sign may be on some rooms. 2 real estate developers are confirming tonight that they are close to buying the hotel and turning some of it into co-op apartments. If the deal goes through, a small apartment would likely cost about $750,000.
And we have a lot more ahead for you tonight on Eyewitness News. Jimmy Swaggart in the hot seat. Coming up, church leaders meet to decide the fate of the preacher who propositioned prostitutes.
Also tonight, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a birthday party for Superman. And Harrison Ford stars in a new Roman Polanski movie. It's called Frantic, and Joel Siegel will have his review.
Isn't it time you stepped up to a luxurious Potemkin custom extended limousine? Potemkin has new Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham or Lincoln 50-inch flagship limousines at an incredibly low $32,495 with TV, bar, AM/FM stereo cassette, rear climate control, intercom, privacy window, and much, much more. Yours for only $32,495 or lease with no down payment for only $695 per month. Only at Potemkin.
What are you waiting for? First Lady Nancy Reagan.
The best-kept secret in this country isn't very pleasant to discuss. People from all walks of life share this secret. The secret is the terrible problem of child abuse. If you've been physically, emotionally, or sexually abused, or know someone who has, call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline, toll-free, 1-800-4CHILD. Don't keep the secret any longer.
I'm Charles Brown with a special message for all Vietnam veterans. The Vietnam Veterans Leadership Program helps unemployed veterans enter the economic mainstream. Simply put, it helps you find meaningful employment. If you're a Vietnam combat veteran or a Vietnam-era veteran and you're unemployed or underemployed, the Vietnam Veterans Leadership Program can help you. Special training, career placement needs are geared to you, and it's free. Call 212-269-8857, 212-269-8857.
For healthy fun, there's lots for us to do. For homeless kids, there's special programs too. We learn about the facts of life, the facts of school, the facts of getting jobs and keeping cool. I'm really glad they made the Children's Aid Society. I'm really glad they made the Children's Aid Society.
Catch the full-color excitement of the 1988 Olympic Games on WABC, Talk Radio 77 AM.
There's apparently a dispute tonight within the Assemblies of God Church about punishment for TV minister Jimmy Swaggart. National leaders of the church, after 2 days of secret meetings, have told Louisiana churchmen to review their original punishment. That was to suspend Swaggart from preaching for only 3 months. The national leaders seem to want sterner punishment. Swaggart admitted last weekend that he sinned. Church officials ordered him to keep details of his sexual escapades secret.
Well, fans of Liberace got a sneak preview tonight of items from his 5 houses, pianos and candelabras, and these will be up for auction in Los Angeles in April. There are items like Liberace's costumes that everyone has seen, and some very personal items like the mink bedspread that adorned Liberace's bed. Well, the years have gone by for Superman, faster than a speeding bullet. That's right. And tonight, the celebration of 50 years of DC. That's right, DC Comics, first published. They talked about the Man of Steel with his bare hands. He's a pretty tough guy, isn't he? Superman's 50 years old, and here's Tappy Phillips, who went to a party to watch.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. Yes.
For 50 years, Superman has led the quest for truth, justice, and the American way. And tonight, the folks at DC Comics threw the Man of Steel a huge birthday party.
Superman stands for the proposition that good will always ultimately overcome evil.
According to the legends, Superman fell to Earth from the planet Krypton and was raised by human parents. Actually, he was created by two Cleveland high school boys in 1933. In 1938, he debuted in his first comic. He then moved on to radio, TV, and the movies. And even though Superman is now middle-aged, he's still popular with the youngsters.
He's strong. He helps people. He's brave. And he's strong, and he can fly.
What can Superman do that nobody else can do?
Fly.
Lois Lane has been with Superman since the beginning, although her face has changed over the years. But other characters and situations came later.
They invented kryptonite as a reason to give the actor 2 weeks off. They were able to have someone just sort of lie there and go, groan, lying on the floor.
All the proceeds from the ticket sales from tonight's event will go to the National Foster Parenting Association, which is appropriate when you think about it because Superman was raised by foster parents. In Soho, Tappy Phillips, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Superman movies have been a favorite for years now, but tonight, though, movie fans are lining up to see Frantic, a new movie starring Harrison Ford. Joel Siegel joins us now to tell us if we should frantically rush out to see it. Joel?
Frantic is from Roman Polanski, and Pirates was Roman Polanski's last film, one of the biggest money losers of all time. It cost $40 million. It ran a week. Frantic is better. Athlete's Foot would be better, and it's one of my favorite kinds of films, a wrong man mystery where someone completely innocent ends up in the middle of an incredible crime. Here it's Harrison Ford. He and his wife have been in Paris for an hour.
We're awful quiet in there, babe.
Sure, she's quiet. She's not there. Kidnapped a wrong suitcase at the airport, the only clue. Ford tracks down the real owner, Emmanuel Senier, who just happens to be Roman Polanski's girlfriend. What a remarkable coincidence. It'd be even more remarkable if she could act. Betty Buckley can, but who can tell here? She plays the wife kidnapped 5 minutes into the movie. This is one of her few scenes. Now, the film starts off frantic, even exciting, but you figure out the mystery an hour before they do, and there's no suspense. Harrison Ford is terrific, and he does his very best to maintain the level of tension a wrong man mystery needs, but it's soon obvious the wrong man in this mystery is the director.
First, tell them to give me my bread.
What are you doing? Don't do this. Bring it here. Give it to them.
No, never.
Michelle, watch out! Go!
That thing that they're after, a triggering device for a nuclear weapon, but who's going to entrust smuggling something like that to a bimbo who picks up the wrong suitcase at the airport? Frantic is filled with nonsense like that. Ford gets knocked out at her apartment, wakes up on a houseboat in the Seine. It's not explained. There's no reason for it. Imagine in The Man Who Knew Too Much, the classic wrong man mystery, James Stewart goes to sleep in London, wakes up at the Bates Motel, and Hitchcock never tells you why. And this from Roman Polanski. Once a great director, he did Chinatown and Rosemary's Baby. But he does do something here no other director has ever done before. He makes Paris look dull.
Well, talk about things being frantic. The question is, will you be frantic when the snow starts to fall tomorrow?
Well, stay tuned for Stormfield's Frantic 5-day forecast.
Hey, all this week, the morning show is going to give you what you want. You say you want fashions, we've got fashions. The best bargains for the hottest spring looks and Miss America with Made in the USA fashions. You want cute and cuddly? Hey, meet New York's most lovable quintuplets. And you feline fanatics, beware, we've got exotic cats for you. And you say you want stars and more stars, we've got them. Sally Struthers, Jack Wagner, Eric Roberts, Shadow Stevens, and Kathy Lee comes back. We got it all on the morning show next week at 9 on Channel 7.
Wall Furniture Outlets.
WFO. Beautiful wall units from WFO, wall furniture outlets. We make the most of your walls with one of the largest selections of wall systems and bookcases anywhere. Modern, traditional, contemporary, and European, all at WFO's low prices. Wall furniture outlets. We make the most of your walls. Wall furniture outlets. Wall furniture outlets.
Right now, and for a limited time only, any Kaufman carpet you buy, sale priced or not, can be financed interest-free for 1 full year. I repeat, you have 12 full months to pay with no interest. And there's more. You'll find a special group of carpets at half price with padding and installation included. It's no mistake. Carpet your floor today at half price, take 12 months to pay, and Kaufman pays the interest. That's a sale you can't afford to miss.
Kaufman, the carpet experts, we've got it all.
Theo and Theo's, the new word in men's fashion. Theo and Theo's for business wear, winter wear, summer wear, leather wear, sportswear, and footwear. For quality, selection, better prices, and first-class service, come to Theo and Theo's, 3279 Steinway Street in Astoria. Call 718-932-7290. Open 7 days. Major credit cards accepted.
New York's 41st Precinct. It's a tough place for an honest cop. Paul Newman has no place to hide in Fort Apache, the Bronx. Tonight at 12:15 here on Channel 7.
The Teamsters Union is threatening to strike Northwest Airlines in a half hour. That's when a contract covering 6,500 flight attendants expires. The two sides argued today over union negotiators drinking airline coffee during the talks. The union negotiators, with their own coffee, are at the bargaining table right now. There are questions this evening about the safety of a very popular four-wheel drive vehicle. The Suzuki Samurai, a private group at the Center for Auto Safety, says the vehicles have shown a tendency to roll over in accidents. Suzuki says the vehicles have been used for 16 years around the world before being brought to the United States 2 years ago, and there is no evidence the vehicles are not safe.
All right, what's this I hear about some flakes this weekend?
Who told you that?
I heard it somewhere in this general vicinity.
There are strange people upstairs. Yeah. Maybe they're talking about flakes in the newsroom. Maybe.
No doubt.
No, not
no
outside.
Doubt.
Heavens forfend. Temperature right now, 31 degrees, humidity 53%, barometric pressure holding steady, winds from the south at 7 miles an hour, and we are talking about some flakes. We have to talk about softly because Kitey gets very upset. Here's what we've got outside. You'll see that there's a large mass of clouds. This is a low-pressure storm center that is slowly but surely making its way towards us. It's a very weak storm. There was some snow lake effect all along the northwestern and southwestern border of New York State and northwestern Pennsylvania. It is going to move towards us. The clouds have come in already. It's fairly overcast outside right now, which will keep us a little bit warmer tonight. But the change in our temperatures, well, as you can look forward to, is a little bit more in the way of maybe some light snow covering. Not a big problem, not a major storm by any stretch of the imagination. Temperatures tonight, no problem, running fairly close to normal for this time of year. But the difference is going to be tomorrow. You've got the low pressure moving by. As it moves in, it's going to move fairly quickly, kind of stall offshore. It'll stall enough to keep us in clouds. Backside flow will get us in some windy conditions, and it is going to be chilly. But with that, enough of an unsettled weather and enough of moisture in the air, which we've got, there's a good possibility that we'll get some light snow flurry activity or maybe even some light snow amounts. I wouldn't say any more than an inch tops, unless you go further north and west of the city. They might see a bit more here in the city and further out east Long Island, south into New Jersey. I think we're talking about really at best, we're talking about just a little icing on the cake. So as far as the forecast, looks something like this. For tomorrow morning, overcast. Temperatures about 28 degrees. That's cold enough to support some snow. Then the rest of the day, possibility of some light snow or some flurries kicking on and off as that low pressure moves across into the Atlantic. It will warm up, so it's not unlikely that you'll see some changeover if you do get some snow into some rain, especially along the coastal areas. Clearing out, warming up on Sunday to about 40, which is close to normal. We get some sunshine, so it should be a pretty good weekend overall.
Very well. Thanks, Storm. Tonight in Calgary at the Olympics, another medal for an American woman. And still ahead on Eyewitness News, Bonnie Blair races against the odds.
Plus, Debbie Thomas gets set for her battle for a gold medal in women's figure skating.
And welcome our next contestant from Cincinnati, Ohio, Mary Haney. Yes, you, Mary, right there in the red sweater with the green butterflies on the shoulder. Mary, you'll be competing for a chance to enjoy a more fun, exciting, more colorful life by subscribing to TV Guide. Now, please open the curtain and let's show Mary what she'll get with her subscription to TV Guide. Mary, to start off your subscription, you'll receive complete listings for network, local, cable, and pay TV. Mary, you'll also enjoy previews and features on upcoming shows, a handy sports calendar, plus informative reviews and movie listings, including a 2-week pay TV movie guide. And Mary, there's more, because your subscription to TV Guide also brings you the straight talk and inside stories on what's going on in the TV world, in front of the cameras and behind the scenes. Yes, Mary, all this will be yours when you subscribe to TV Guide. Now, Mary, are you ready to go for it? Come on, it's easy. Home audience, you two, join Mary and pick TV Guide. Johnny, tell them what to do.
Just call toll-free 1-800-762-2100 to get 30 weeks of America's favorite television magazine for the lowest price around. That's 30 weeks of TV Guide in your mailbox for just pennies a day. Call 1-800-762-2100. You can pay in 3 easy installments of just $7.17 each. Send no money. You'll be billed later. But call now. 1-800-762-2100.
Congratulations, Mary. You've done it. The subscription to TV Guide is yours. Isn't that something, folks? Mary Haney, our newest subscriber to TV Guide. Let's give her a big hand. Okay, now, who's going to be our next winner?
Catch the full-color excitement of the 1988 Olympic Games on WABC, Talk Radio 77 AM.
Well, the Rangers are celebrating tonight. They have a good reason, and here's Corey McPherrin to explain. Corey?
They are floating tonight. Rangers out of first place. First time that's happened since November the 7th. Out of last place since November the 7th. The final score tonight, 2-1 over the Devils. And the Penguins, they've vaulted over the Devils and the Penguins in the division standing. Some highlights. Rangers' first goal, Marcel Dion, a little pinball hockey off one ankle, off a second ankle, and in. The old ricochet shot working to perfection. That's John Van Beesbrook. A stellar performance. Devils outshoot the Rangers 34-18, but the Bees are equal to the task, 2-1. The Rangers win a big one. Well, the Knicks out of Golden State looking for an unprecedented second consecutive win on the road early in the first. The Knicks lead the Warriors 15-14. I'll tell you what, former Knick great Willis Reed looking more and more like the next head coach of the Nets admits this afternoon to me that he is a finalist. He's just waiting now for the word. Former Knick great Willis Reed, I'm sorry, I'm confused here. Here's the highlights. The Nets and Detroit tonight. Nets looking horrible. That was Rick Mahorn, 34 points as Detroit beats the pants off the Nets. 137-109 is the final score. All right, time for some spring training stuff from Fort Lauderdale. First of all, Ricky Henderson makes his entrance today, 2 days late. Still no sign of Gary Ward. And up the coast, Port St. Lucie, Mets pitchers and catchers trying to get ready for Gary Carter, the challenge to rebound off a subpar year. Gary says he's ready.
That's the challenge and a competitive spirit that's in oneself to get that opportunity, and I welcome it with open arms every time.
The kid, one guy who never needs any help in the optimism department. All right, on to Calgary. The Soviets clinched the gold medal in hockey today. Their 7th gold in hockey in the last 9 Winter Games. Big final weekend still ahead. Let's now go live to Scott Clark. Scott?
Thank you, Corey. The excitement building for the big showdown tomorrow. This afternoon, there was an interesting practice session as Debbie Thomas and Katarina Witt prepared for the long program in figure skating.
You talk about keeping a close eye on the competition. Well, here was Debbie Thomas, and who all but brushes right by her? That's right, none other than Katarina Witt, as both skaters prepare for the finale tomorrow night. The best program of the two will take the gold. Meanwhile, tonight, Bonnie Blair won the 5th medal for the United States by taking the bronze in the women's 1,000-meter speed skating competition. That adds to the gold medal she won in the 500 meters.
And finally, tonight, as we wrap up our week here at Calgary, we want to bring you the special sights and sounds of the 15th Winter Olympic Games.
adjusting up to 65 miles canceled.
Ok.
No, I must go.
Ok.
Nobody said we wouldn't make mistakes.
2-on-1 for West Germany.
Maria, Maria, Maria.
The 15th Winter Olympic Games. That's it from Calgary tonight. Scott Clark, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Corey.
All right, Scott, good job by the whole crew up in Calgary the last couple of weeks. A lot of fun up there. Katie?
All right, thanks, Corey. That about does it for us. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Monday, that's right.
Yeah,
the Olympic recap is coming up next year with Frank Gifford and Kathy Lee, with Katie Tong, Storm Field, Corey McPherrin, the rest of the Eyewitness News team. I'm Ernie Anastas. Good night, and we'll see you Monday.
Have a nice weekend.